Hi, hello, how are you, Amanda? Fall. Let's do some eyeshadow. I did my eyes earlier today, but now I'm getting ready for a dinner, and I used a fun little combo, and I thought I would take it and run with it with pressed pigments. So SEINT redid all their eyeshadows. They got rid of a bunch, kept a few. I feel like they got rid of a bunch and kept a few. We've got our mattes, we've got our shimmers, and we've got pressed pigments. I'm gonna play with pressed pigments to kind of take an old classic and use these pressed pigments. I get asked about them so much. So we're gonna do a fun little look. So let's prep our eyes. I'm gonna use my Sense Shadow Sense and my BK Beauty 203. This is my go-to. Every eyeshadow, you know. And I finally figured out the YouTube problem, why my videos are all blown out. My forehead has never been shinier. Okay, anyways, I found out it was just a mere little toggle in my video editing app. Fix the toggle, fix the videos, and wham bam, I've got my videos back. All right, without fail, I'm gonna be recreating some old classics, some old blowout videos, and then also it's fall, so we're gonna be revamping. And also, we didn't have these pressed pigments, so we're gonna do the pressed pigment thing. All right, so first we're just gonna press this cream out. This is a liquid eyeshadow that then sets, but it makes the perfect primer, okay? But like all things, you should prep. So we prepped with the primer, and now we're just gonna give a nice powder base because powders blend best with powders. I'm just gonna take Cupcake, and we're gonna grab some Cupcake, and I'm just gonna press this upward to my brow bone. Just like this, and then I'm not gonna do my full face. I'm gonna end with a picture of everything all done because I get to recreate things, so I am redoing a lot because a lot of the other colors I used to use for correctors have either changed names or I've had to change products. And look, I got my fall nails. Oh my gosh. Okay, let's dig into this. I'm going to go into my Ride or Die here. I'm gonna go into Sabrina. It's a bit brighter than Drift, but it's pretty much the same. But we're just gonna pop that up on the brow bone here because I like shimmer on my brow bone. It gives my lids, my brows a bit of a lift. Okay, let's grab an eyeshadow brush. Legit the eyeshadow brush, I think. Finding it, that's not it. We're gonna find, I should have gotten it out. I should have, but I didn't. We're gonna find it. I have some favorites I had. Guys, maybe I'll just use a smudge brush. I don't even care. I want a brush that's currently available. I don't want to use one that's not. Okay, smudge brush it is because that's what popped up. I'm just going to give it a little clean on a microfiber. We're going to dig in to these. So we're going to go into the color Santa Fe. It's really nice, warm orange. It's like a mix of Bubba and Leo, and I love Leo. So Santa Fe is my new Leo. We're going to tap in. This is a smudge brush. It's a more dense brush. Really great for maturing to mature eyes because it's great for tapping, but we have this wide end and then we have a nice round end. We're gonna go into that wide end. We're gonna tap onto the pressed pigment, always flick it, and we're gonna pop this up here on this heavy fold of skin. And heavy fold, because I can't say hooded because it upsets people. And we're just gonna press this up here, and this is just that pretty, you know how I like warm and cool together like peanut butter and jelly? That's basically what I'm doing. But my cool is a color you would not expect. I'm gonna dig in. Okay, so we're just putting this on, and it's just a nice warm orangey brown, and it's fall, y'all. Look at how it just gives that eye a little bit of lift and hides all this skin here. Okay, so grabbing it again with that bigger end, we're just gonna press this on, and I'm tapping. If you have maturing lids with a lot of lid movement, get yourself a denser brush like the smudge brush and tap your little heart out. I'm going to take this smaller end and I'm just going to give a little blending from that Sabrina color I put up here into that. Okay, the next color I'm going to go into that I think will surprise people is a color called Figaro. It's a blue gray, and it's gonna go with this warm tone. I'm gonna go to the smaller round end. We're gonna tap into it, and again, this pressed pigments pick up. I'm gonna do the gradient look. If you remember, if you don't, that's okay. It's basically, we're gonna take this color, we're gonna pack it along the lash line, and we're gonna fill the lid. I don't go all the way to the inner corner. I leave a little bit of openness, and we're gonna bring this up to that brow bone base. And we're going in an outward, upward motion. And we're gonna blend that in just like that. Warm and cool go together like peanut butter and jelly. All right, grabbing it again, tap, tap, tap. Again, pressing along the lashes, going up and around the lid, up onto the crease and onto that brow bone on this outer part here. Up and out, and adding that little bit of depth into that Santa Fe pressed pigment. And it's just pretty. I need a mirror to get all, I need to clean this mirror. That is not gonna work because it has powder in it and my mirror is trash in there too. Okay, just do what you do. Okay, so we're just bringing this together and it doesn't look as blue-gray. It's like a storm cloud lid. It's so pretty. So then I'm gonna take a little setting spray. I'm gonna use Thank Me Later because it's affordable. It's off of Amazon and I don't want a film forming spray, more of a hydrator. I'm gonna spray this round end. Just a mist. It doesn't have to be wet, just a bit damp, okay? And then we're gonna go into Blue Suede again, tap, tap, tap. And you can see where I tapped because it has that dark spot. This is gonna deepen Blue Suede. We're gonna go right out here to this outer corner. We're just gonna deepen it and press it in. And it makes one color two. It's so pretty. All right, same thing. Tapped that damp brush in, going into that outer corner and just pushing. I grab and push. It's like a flick just to deepen. I'm gonna go right up here, getting new freckles every day and I don't like it. I'm gonna take what's left now. I haven't done my face, and what's nice about doing your eyes first, which I always recommend, it's because you can come down here and smoke out your under eye and you can make it too thick, and then when we put our makeup on, it just cleans it right up. All right, so we just have that smoked out. Now I'm gonna go in with my favorite Maybelline Tattoo Studio, and I am going to waterline. We're just gonna press this onto that waterline and press into those lashes just to give the look of fuller lashes. It's gonna help with my next step, and it's gonna be another pressed pigment because Blue Suede is a lighter shade, so even getting it more wet isn't gonna make it an eyeliner. It just isn't, but I love playing with eyeshadow. It's so fun to get into these again. I got asked a lot to get into the pressed pigments, and now I feel like I can. I am gonna go in, I'm gonna go in with a BK Beauty brush just because, ooh, I lied. I have my brushes from my trip because I was doing multiple people's makeup, so I had to put it in my little cube. I need the etch brush, which is in here. Where is it? There's an etch brush. You know, I always say you'll get out of the bag, but do you? Not always. Etch brush. So this has this nice smudging end, and then it has this square end. We're gonna use both. All right. I am going to take that Thank Me Later, and I'm gonna spray this end. One side, the other side. All right, so it's nice and damp. And I'm gonna go into, I'm torn, but I'm gonna go with this one over here. This is Baker Street. It's almost like Lyra, but it's a bit different. And so this, now I'm torn. You know what? I'm gonna go back into Lyra. I lied, it's just darker. So I'm gonna take this square end, which is great for liner. I'm gonna put it on one side, I'm gonna put it on the other, flick, flick, flick. And I am going to make this my liner. And it's so dark, it's gonna give the softness of a gray, but it's gonna play with my brown eyes. If you have brown eyes, you know purples are kind of your best friend. I'm gonna lick my nail, and then I'm gonna give this a little flick and a little pull to create a little baby wing. And I've been really liking this kind of wing lately. All right, doing the same thing on the other side, smudging into that lash line. I need to spray my brush again. Setting spray dries pretty easy, pretty quick. So sometimes you have to give it another spray-a-roo. Added that Lyra, and we're gonna smudge that into the lash line. And then we're gonna give it a little wing. I'm gonna lick that fingernail again, and I'm gonna grab and pull and add a little flick. Grab a little more Lyra, and stamp and curl. I like the wing to have a touch of curl. It works really well when you have a hood or a heavy droop. I'm gonna take what's left on this brush, and we're just gonna hit this inner corner. And then I'm gonna tap the phone, and I'll swipe the phone. We're gonna swipe it over, and you're gonna get to see the mascara. I'm gonna add a little bit down here to my lash line. So instead of black, I'm gonna use a shade of purple. It's gonna help bring out the brown in my eyes, the amber in my dark brown eyes. So we're just gonna wash this onto the lash line, and then I'm gonna swipe, and you'll see a picture. But let's play with those pressed pigments. So today I did Santa Fe, I did blue suede, and Lyra. And that's it. It's a really moody color. Let it come together with the rest of your makeup. Never judge. So one of the hardest things to learn is to never judge your eyeshadow until the rest of your face is on. And then you can go in and touch up. All right,